Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start standing today. So go ahead and come to the front of your mat and stand up. And we're just gonna stand feet about hip width distance apart. And then we're gonna bring those arms up into like a cactus arm, right? So you got your elbows bent at like a 90 degree, but you're gonna have them on kind of an imaginary table. And so I want you to try to keep your hips pointing forward as we just start to rotate from side to side. And I want you to really think about cinching in your waist here. So you're gonna hold your hips nice and still, and you're just gonna use your core and your abdominals to rotate the ribs and the shoulders. So first I want you to keep your arms kind of locked into your ribs. So they're only moving as much as your ribs are moving. And you can start to add some exhales here, where you keep that breath helping to twist you. And now we're gonna actually add the arms in. So now I want you to feel like your arms can kind of get a little bit bigger. You're still rotating at the ribs, but now the arms can maybe make a little bit more movement across the body. Good. Yeah, your head can just stay centered. And if you've been exhaling to the right, then switch it so now you're exhaling to the left. Good. Just planting those feet. Give me just 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Just shake out your arms. We're going to take a big inhale. Arms are going to come all the way up. And then you're going to dive forward. I want you to try to dive forward with this nice flat back all the way down. See if you can keep your weight over the arches. And then once you come all the way down, you're going to soften your knees. We're going to roll all the way back up. Roll the shoulders back. And then we'll do it again. Inhale, arms are going to come up. Exhale, we're going to dive forward. Soften the knees. Let the head hang. Press into the feet. Round all the way up to the top. Shoulders roll back. And then inhale, arms up. Good. Give me just maybe 2 more like this. Diving down, softening the knees, rolling all the way back up to the top. Shoulder heads roll back. Inhale, arms up. Last one. Exhale. Dive forward. Bend the knees. Slow roll all the way up to the top. Roll the shoulder heads back. Take the inhale, arms all the way up. And then pause here. Can you grab your left wrist with your right hand? And we're going to lean up and over to the right. So I've got my left hand holding, I'm holding on my left hand with my right, and I'm pulling a little bit on that left arm. Inhale up. We're going to switch it. Right hand up and over to the left. So again, I kind of held on my wrist. I'm pulling a little bit on that arm to get some length. Give me one more big inhale. Good, exhale, come on up. And then we're gonna go ahead and just sit back into a squat here, okay? So I'm just gonna sit my butt way back. I'm gonna get my weight into my heels. Belly's gonna lift off my thighs. And I'm gonna just hold here and then start to tap the right foot back. So I'm gonna tap the right foot back, step it back forward. I'm gonna step it back and forward. We're just tapping the toes back and in. I'm just gonna get 8. We're just gonna warm up the legs a little bit. 7, 6, 5, 4. Try to get low in that squat. 3, and I don't want you to feel like you're going up and down. 2, 1. We're going to take the left leg back, forward, back, forward. Good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stay low, both feet forward, so we're in that chair. We're gonna take that squat all the way down. Take it as slow as you can, and then I want you to put your butt all the way down on the ground, and we're gonna roll all the way onto our backs. Hands come behind the head, lift the head and shoulders up off the floor, and bring the legs up into tabletop. Okay, we're gonna stay from here, little pulse up with the head and shoulders, just holding those legs in tabletop. And then we're gonna open the knees so your legs become like a little diamond, and then close the knees. Open the knees, close the knees. I'm gonna lift up on my open, lift up on my close. Up, up with the shoulders. So I'm trying not to let the shoulders rest, trying to keep them up off the floor as I just open and close the knees. There's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the knees open, tap the toes to the floor, pick them back up. Keep the head and shoulders up. So now we're just tapping the toes to the ground, and I want you to try to keep the shape of the legs the same. So you're dropping that whole diamond towards the floor and back up, and see if you can really press your low back into the floor so that you feel like your belly is pulling the thighs back up, not just your hip flexors. Good, try to let your head relax back into your hands. Get those shoulders up. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Hold the legs up. We're gonna extend them out to a 45, heels squeeze together, and then pull them in, and a way to tap your knees to your elbows. You're gonna extend them out, squeeze the inner thighs together, pull them in, knees are wide, tap your elbows. Let's go for 6, 5. If you need to put your head and shoulders down, do it. Keep moving those legs. 3, they can go as high as you need them to, so that you don't feel this in your low back. Let's go, last one. Take those legs out on that diagonal, little kicks. Just crisscrossing the legs. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head and shoulders come down, legs are going up to the ceiling. We're gonna take a circle. So you're gonna make a wide circle with the legs, take them all the way low where they can come together, and then back up. So I wanna try to look for my spine staying nice and long here. I want my waistband and my low back to feel heavy on the floor. And can you maintain that as you take those legs in a circle? So if you feel like your back is pulling away from the floor at the bottom there, then maybe don't go so low with the legs. Try to press down into the arms and hands. Let's go 3 more this direction. Just 3, 2, 1. We're going to reverse. So the legs are going to drop down together, circle out wide, and up. So if you get a lot of clicking in your hip, you might just try to adjust the pelvis, meaning like you can press your waistband down a little more, or maybe you lighten it up just a little bit, but only enough that you can keep that abdominal engagement and you're not letting your back take over. And again, circles don't have to be as big. I just want you to feel your core get challenged here. Last 3. Here's 2. Last 1. Good job. Hug the knees in, give them a little squeeze. Just rock back and forth on that low back. And then take your arms out to a T or cactus arms. And we're just gonna let the knees drop all the way over to the left. Just into a nice simple twist here. Take a deep breath. Good. Bring the knees back up through center. Take them all the way up and over to the right. Take another nice big breath. Try to keep those shoulders on the floor. Good. Bring both knees back up. Place the feet on the floor. Go ahead and you can either keep your knees bent or you can straighten the legs all the way out. Arms are going to reach up over the head. Big inhale here, stretch. And then on the exhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Roll all the way up to the sit bones, sit up tall. And then we're going to extend over the toes the best you can, like you're reaching forward to grab somebody in front of you. And then you're going to sit back up tall. So I want to try to do that with a flat back. But then as we go back, I want to round. So I'm going to scoop and push my tail towards my heels. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. All the way to the floor, arms reach over the head. And then exhale, try to use as little momentum as you can, rolling all the way up. Then you get tall on your sit bones, and a nice flat back hinges you forward from the hip. Trying to stretch those hamstrings. Get those toes to point straight up. And then sit up tall, and let's do it again. Roll it all the way down, arms up over the head. Exhale, slow roll all the way up, hinge from the hips, reach past the toes. Good, one more like this right in the center, and then we're gonna do some twists. And reach past those toes. Good, and all the way back. So now we're gonna come up, just like we did before, right in the center, but at the top, I'm gonna rotate left, and I'm gonna reach past the pinky toe of my left foot. So I'm on the side of the foot, then I'm gonna come back through center, roll myself back down, and we're gonna go up and over to the right. So now I'm gonna roll myself up, sit on my sit bones, rotate, and reach with a flat back past my right pinky toe. Come back to center, and roll it back down. Good, let's go one more on each side. So rolling up, rotating left, reaching to the left. Now again, both my hips are on the floor and I've got both heels planted. Then come back to center, roll yourself down. So just watch that you don't roll to one butt cheek when you twist, okay? So we're on both sit bones, we rotate right, reach right, keep that left sit bone heavy, and come back to center. Last, rolling all the way down, and we'll roll all the way up. Good, take the arms up to the ceiling, holding here. We got up on our sit bones. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, you can. We're just gonna hold the arms here, and you're gonna exhale, rotate right as the arms open like a fan, and then you're gonna inhale back to center, arms up. Exhale, open left, arms open wide like a T. So I want you to watch your feet. Don't let them move, right? I don't want them to feel like they're inching past each other as you twist. I want them to stay absolutely still. And all the rotation is coming from your rib cage and waist. Good, just one more on each side. Sit up tall, get real tall. Here we go to the right. Last one over to the left. Good job, back to center. All right, go ahead and cross those ankles, roll over your hands and knees to all fours. So plant those hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, round the back. Actually, let's get a couple cat and cows in real quick. We're gonna round, and then you're gonna lift your chest, lift your sit bones, and arch your back. You're gonna round the back, push into the palms, let the shoulder blades slide apart. And then let the shoulder blades draw together as you pull the heart through. Two more like this. Last round. Good. Now let's find a little bit of this scoop, right? I don't want it to be too rounded, but I want to find just enough of this low belly engagement. Tuck the toes, and I'm gonna hover my shins. So my shins are parallel to the ground. I'm gonna keep them like that, and I'm just gonna shift my upper body back and forward. Pressing it back and forward. So I'm just staying in this hovering position, moving my hips back over my heels. Here's 6. Try to keep those shins low to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back over your wrists. Little pulses of the knees. Just little pulses here. 10, 9. My hips are just going up and down real small. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your feet all the way back to the plank. Step your feet all the way back forward to that hover. All the way back to the plank. Forward to the hover. Let's go 6, a little faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. All the way back to your plank, all the way back down dog. Okay, so we're pressing the hands forward. I want you to try to drop one heel and bend the opposite knee. And try to think about relaxing your head and neck. And can you push into your first finger and thumb, and then rotate or turn your biceps forward. So the front of your arm is turning forward. The triceps and the back of the arm are pointing backwards. Switch your feet. So drop the other heel and bend the opposite knee. So just stretching the back side of the leg. Let's do it one more time. Switching the feet, pedaling here. Just dropping one heel. And if your heel doesn't come to the ground, don't sweat it. More importantly, get that length in the back and that tilting of the sit bones up towards the sky. Switch the feet last time. Good. All right, soften both knees. Right leg's gonna reach up and back behind you. And on your exhale, we're gonna look forward. You're gonna bring that right knee to tap right above that right elbow. And then you're gonna send it all the way up and back. Now we're gonna bring that right knee across to tap your left elbow. And you're gonna take it all the way up and back. And then we're gonna bring that knee to touch your nose and look it between your hands. So you can step that right foot right between your hands. Now, if your weights aren't close by, go ahead and bring them out in front of you. First, we're just gonna take the left knee to the floor. Okay, so I just wanna stretch this quad real quick. So I've got my hands on either side of that right foot, my left knee is on the ground, and let my hips fall towards the floor. Now keep your left hand on the ground, bring your right hand onto your right knee, and start to just turn your chest a little towards that right side. Now you can stay here and let that left hip fall towards the floor a little bit, or if it feels good, you can bend your left knee and reach for the foot. Now if you have a strap and you want to make the strap hook onto your foot, you can always do that. You can't reach. But I just want you to give me maybe 2 more breaths here, stretching out the front of the leg. Good, release that back foot. Go ahead and bring both hands on either side of the right foot. Pick up the back knee. Go ahead and reach forward for those weights. We're gonna come all the way up into this lunge position. Okay, so I'm on the back toes. Now the important thing here is I want you to feel like you're pulling your pubic bone up towards your belly button and your tail is heavy towards the floor. All right, we're gonna tap this left knee to the ground. It doesn't have to touch, but I just want you to think that's where we're going, and then we're gonna stand all the way up and straighten both legs. So we're going all the way down to tap, all the way up to lift. Okay, we're gonna add the arms. So as we come up, arms are gonna come all the way up, thumbs are gonna point towards each other. Then they're gonna come all the way back down. All the way up, all the way down. Up, down. We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the lunge. Take those arms forward and wide to a T. Forward, wide to a T. We're just holding this crescent lunge here. Wrap your right hip in. Bring that imaginary tail through your legs. Thumbs are pointing up to the ceiling. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna lean forward. So I'm gonna take my hands back and up, and then I'm gonna hinge back into that lunge. Hands come forward. Reach forward with the top of the head, hands go back. So I'm just straightening and bending my back leg. And I'm trying to stay pretty much the same in my right leg. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold yourself forward. Little lift to those hands. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7. My back leg is nice and straight. There's 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, arms are gonna come down by your side. You're gonna bring your elbows into your ribs. From here, we're gonna kick off that back leg and rotate those hands wide like a T, but keep your elbows by your ribs, and then the hands can come down, foot can come down. Come up like a capital T, and down. So again, I've got little like penguin arms right now. They're not big. They're just gonna stay glued to my ribs with my upper arm. My upper arm is glued to my ribs, and I'm rotating at the shoulder to bring the hands wide. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold yourself up here. Those arms are gonna come down straight, and we're gonna take them wide like a T and down. Just holding this hover position. Head and shoulders are up. I don't want them lower than your hips. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up all the way. Bring that left knee to the chest. That felt good. Good to come up. All right, here we go. You're gonna bring those thumbs towards your shoulders. Keep that knee lifted. And we're just gonna punch the arms up, leg out, and down. Out, and down. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that leg all the way back through that capital T. Keep those hands close. Bend that right knee, step that left foot all the way back. Hold yourself here. We're gonna add a little twist. So we're in the crescent lunge. Arms are gonna reach forward, thumbs point up. Just reach this right arm back and center. Right arm reaches back and center. Last set. 8, 7. My hips are pointing forward the whole time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job. Hand weights come down. Plant your hands. Step the foot back to a plank position. Hold it here. Look forward. Tail towards your heels. Holding your plank. Maybe 3, 2, lower the knees. Elbows are going to squeeze by your ribs. So you're going to lower down like a push-up, but you're going to have your elbows touch the ribs, and then you're going to push right back up. So I'm on my knees and squeeze those elbows in and then up. So I touch my ribs, press back to straight. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the belly. We're gonna take the tops of the feet onto the floor. Walk the hands, make sure they're right under the elbows. Squeeze the elbows in, press down into your hands, and see if you can float maybe your ribs off the floor. You should feel the muscles along the back of the arms and along the spine activate here. Top of the head is reaching forward. Good. Release the hands, bring them up by your shoulders. We're gonna hover those legs. Now I'm gonna take my arms straight out over my head, reaching forward, and my legs are gonna separate. And then I'm gonna reach my hands back and bend my knees and feel like I'm gonna tap my ankles. Now my thighs are trying to hover the whole time. I'm gonna sweep the arms forward, legs go out wide like an X. And then I'm gonna sweep my arms back, bend my knees, bring my heels towards my butt, and try to lift my thighs. So I'm trying to keep the knees up off the floor the whole time. And as I come into this bend, I'm gonna try to lift my thighs up a little more and maybe reach back with my hands. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good job. All right, press the hands under your elbows, push back to your knees, send it all the way back to child's pose. So you're just gonna let your belly come onto your thighs, let your forehead rest on the floor, round the back, take a couple breaths. We're gonna go to the other side. Last big breath. Good. Look forward, place your hands nice and flat, tuck the toes, pick up the knees and the hips, send it back down dog. Okay, so again, we're just kind of pedaling the feet here. Should feel a little different than the first time. And let's go ahead and take that left leg up and back this time. All right, on your exhale, shift forward like a plank. Tap that left knee to that left arm, and up and back. Take that left knee across to that right elbow, up and back. Take the knee to the nose, give it a little kiss, look forward, step in between the hands. First thing we're gonna do is lower that right knee, okay? So hands on either side of the left foot. You're just letting the hips fall towards the floor, opening up a little bit of the front of the pelvis. Trying to take deep breaths. Okay, keep the right hand on the ground. This left hand comes to the left knee, and I'm gonna start to turn towards this left thigh. Now again, you can just stay here, or if it feels accessible, you can bend the right knee and reach back with that left hand to the foot. Now again, this might be too intense on that quad, so you gotta feel it out. Come on, 3 big breaths here. One more big inhale and exhale. Good. Release that right foot all the way back to the floor. Both hands on either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes, pick up the back knee, grab for your hand weights, and we're gonna come all the way up into this crescent lunge. Okay, so again, I got this feeling of my pelvis being upright, and my right leg has to kind of bend a little bit so that I can keep my pelvis up. And now we're just gonna start with the knee tapping, okay? So your arms just be by your side to start. We're just gonna get our balance. We're gonna come all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. So this time we're gonna turn the palms to face away from you so that when you bring your arms up, which we'll do on this next one, arms come all the way up, and all the way down. They should face each other at the top. The palms should face each other. All right, let's go for 10. Pick up the pace a little bit. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into the crescent lunge, palms face the ceiling. Take that arms together and wide. Together, wide. Here's 8, 7, 6, palms face the ceiling. 5, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hinge forward, take those arms back, bring them back up. So this one, pinkies go up to the ceiling as you go back, thumbs to the ceiling as you come up. Here's 10, 9. Remember, I'm trying not to really change my left leg. My right leg's doing a straighten and bend. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold yourself in this position. Little lifts of those pinkies. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7. Try to keep it above your hips. Roll the shoulder heads away from the floor. Here's 3, 2, 1. Okay, both arms down by your side. Here we go with that rotation. Elbows up to your ribs. As you pick up the foot and straighten the left leg, your hands go wide, then they come back down and tap. I want you to think of your arms kind of like a little door opening on a hinge and down. There's 8, 7, that left leg's doing all the work. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up. Straighten those arms. Nice big wingspan. Take it wide and down. Here's 9, 8, 7. Get that right leg straight. 6, 5. Put some energy through the foot. 3, 2, 1. Stand up all the way. Bring that right into the chest. Now thumbs are going to turn in towards your shoulders. Palms face forward. As I punch up, I straighten my leg. Bend it in, elbows bend. Punch up, straighten, bend. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly arms come down. Leg goes all the way back to that capital T. Bend the knees, set it back to the crescent lunge. So we're back here in this upright lunge. Palms are going to come up, thumbs to the ceiling. Now we're just going to swing that left arm out wide and open to the side. Back to center. So going towards the left. Here's 9. My right hand just reaching forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Both hands down. Put the weights down. Hands on either side of that left foot. Step it back to plank. So from here, we're going to slide this right hand in the middle, open to the side plank on the right side. So you're turning to the left. We're on the right hand, turning to the left. We're just going to lift the hips. So if you need to, you can always put the right knee on the floor. But otherwise, we're just going to lift up, lift up. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it. Left hand in the middle. Rotate to the right. Little lift to the hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back to your plank. Looking forward. Lower those knees. Elbow taps. You can keep the heels in by your butt if you want, or you can keep the toes on the floor. We're going to squeeze those elbows into the ribs. Press back up. Ribs. Press back up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the belly. Let the legs go back. Press all 10 toes to the floor. So you lift your ribs. Hands come up to the sides of your shoulders. We're going to take the right arm, reach it all the way across and over towards the left corner of your mat, and then back to center. Left hand's going to reach all the way across towards the right corner, back to center. So we're just reaching and bending to the side. If you want to pick your feet up, they can float, or you can keep them on the ground. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Center, hands under those elbows. Tuck those toes, press back to your knees. Child's pose. Take 3 breaths. Good, look forward, pick up your hips, tuck your toes, send it back, downward facing dog, pedal the feet. This is our last one here. Just shake your head out, make sure there's no tension there in the neck. Switch your feet if you haven't already. All right, right leg's gonna go up and back. We're gonna take that right knee to that right elbow, hold it. Now you're gonna take your right knee to the left elbow, hold it. Then you're gonna take it to your nose and set it between the hands. Now pivot that left foot to the floor. So that back outer edge of the foot's on the ground. My left thigh is slightly rotated forward, and my toes are kind of angling more towards the upper left corner of my mat. Now I'm gonna roll all the way up here. So just to get some alignment, right knee going right over my second toe, and I can bend into that right thigh pretty deeply, but this left leg is slightly turning inward, and I'm pushing down into the outer edge of my foot so that I can slightly turn my toes toward the front, okay? My hips are gonna face the long side of my mat, and then you don't need the weights. We're just gonna flow from side to side. So arms come out like a T, and I'm going to take my left arm over my ear and reach forward as my right hand reaches back toward the back foot. And then I'm gonna switch the arms because I go the other way. Right arm reaches over my ear, left arm reaches towards my foot. Now we're just gonna flow back and forth here, and I want you to try to keep your hips the same. So can your legs stay the same? Can your hips stay the same? And can all of this happen from the waist? Good, just maybe 3 more. There's 3. 2. 1. 1. And then we're gonna end in the front here with that left arm over your ear. I want you to feel like a straight line from your left foot out through your fingertips. And now this right arm is gonna reach up to meet the right and the right ear, and then it's gonna come back down. It's gonna reach to meet that right ear and back down. Just 3 more. 3. Good. Press into the feet. 2. Last one. Hold it here. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1, and all the way back up. Awesome. Let's go all the way down to the floor. We'll switch sides. Step back to your plank. Hold the plank position here. Good. We're going to do a quick flow through our belly. So knees to the floor, lower all the way to the belly. We're going to lift everything off the ground and reach the hands back. Pick it up. Try to get your belly button off the floor. One big lift. And then hands under those elbows, tuck the toes. You can push back to the knees or a push-up. Hips all the way back, downward facing dog. Left leg's gonna inhale, up and back. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Left knee to the nose. Step it in between the hands. And we're gonna come back up to that warrior 2. So again, once I come up, left knee over second toe, right thigh slightly rolling forward, outer edge of my right foot getting a lot of pressure. Hips face the side of the mat, arms out to a T. Here we go. Right arm over the ear, left hand reaches back, and reverse. Reach it forward, and back. Let's go for 6. So I want you to feel your core nice and cinched in, right, like you have a corset on. And I want you to feel that support as you bend through these side positions. Last 3. Here's 2. 1, and 1. And then we're going to come all the way forward. Right arm reaches over the ear. Just pause here. Check your alignment. Get that right arm reaching straight out from that right heel, right? So it's a flat line. Now my left arm comes up by the left ear and back down. Up by the left ear and down. Last 3. Bend the left knee a little more. 2. Last one, we're going to hold that left arm up. Hold it here. Just reaching. Press into the feet. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Both hands down on either side of that left foot. Last plank here, step it back. Heart's reaching forward. We're just gonna tap the knees to the floor and pick them up. So little knee tap, pick them back up. Little knee tap and up. Can you keep your back and your core essentially the same? Last 3, 2, 1, and lower the knees all the way to the floor. Let's open up the chest. So right arm's gonna reach out like a straight arm T, and then I'm gonna just walk my hand up a little bit so that it's not directly out from my shoulder, but just a little bit above my shoulder. Now my right ear goes on the floor. Keep walking that right hand out as you roll on your right side. And hopefully you feel this in the front of the chest, or maybe even in the shoulder and the bicep. But the palms flat and the chest is a little bit away from the floor as you roll to that right side. Maybe just 2 big breaths here. Good, roll through center and we'll do the left side. So now left arm goes straight out and it can be a little bit of a diagonal. So it's gonna go just a little bit above your shoulder. And then you're gonna roll onto that left hip. Take a few big breaths. Good. Rolling back onto your belly, and then you can just roll all the way onto your back. I have one more quick set of abs I want to do, and then we'll do our final stretch. So for this one, you're just going to keep your head and shoulders on the ground, arms down on the ground, and I want you to walk your feet out enough that you feel like you have a pretty long bent knee, right? So you're on your heels, and your knees are slightly bent. Now get your waistband nice and heavy, and we're just gonna tap the heels a little closer to your butt, and then tap them out a little farther away. So you'll see the challenge, and first we're just doing these with the head and shoulders down. So the challenge is hard to keep the low back down, especially when we bring those heels in and out, low to the ground. So I don't want you picking your heels up very high. I want them to feel like they just hover as you bring them forward and back. And try not to let your back arch away from the ground. Just give me 4 more like this, and then we're gonna pick the head and shoulders up. Just 3, 2, 1. All right, rest those heels for a second. Hands come behind the head, pick up the head and shoulders. We'll do it again. Tap it a little bit away, tap it a little close. Away and close. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you need to readjust, get your low back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring those knees into your chest. Give them a little hug and just rock back and forth on that little back. All right, we're going to take that right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. So you've got that figure 4, and we're going to interlace the palms behind the left thigh. Now, I use my right elbow and kind of push my right knee away from my body. It helps to make a little bit deeper stretch in the hip, but I don't want you to feel any knee pain. So you can push the knee away with the elbow if you have no pain, and then you can pull the left thigh in to create more hip stretch. And you're just gonna grab that right ankle with your left hand, and we're gonna twist. So that foot is gonna come to the floor, the left knee is gonna come to the floor, but my right knee points up to the ceiling. Now my right shoulder comes onto the ground, and I'm gonna try to keep my right foot pretty planted on the floor. So let's take 2 big breaths here. One more. Good. Slowly coming back up through center. Place the right foot down, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, and then pull that bowl shape in and interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Now again, I like to use my left elbow to push into the left knee so that it's going away from my body. And again, that shouldn't hurt the left knee. It should feel like that intensifies the stretch in the left hip. Then pull the right thigh in. And then we're going to grab that left ankle with your right hand. So left ankle, right hand. And then that whole shape is going to fall to the right side. So I've got my left foot on the floor, my right knee and foot on the floor. And my left knee is pointing up to the ceiling. My left shoulder is heavy on the floor. We need 2 big breaths here. Good. Go ahead. Come back to center. Uncross those legs. Roll yourself on up. And you're all done.